Hi everyone, vickieverlie here, Rock and Roll Prophetess. This is going to be your August of 2025 All Signs reading. We're going to look at some tarot, a little bit of astrology. We're going to use the decks we're going to use are the Hanson Roberts, and then the Aquarian Tarot, the Beast Mistress Animal Oracle cards, and the Holy Hamza cards. We're also going to pull lots from the Lots of Love, lots of answers, lots of proverbs. This is the big reading of the month that I do every month for more than a decade now. I've been a professional astrologer, mystic, and reader since the 80s. I've been doing it professionally. I got my first deck at a very young age, learned through my grandmother, started reading professionally in the 80s. I'm author of several books. I've done a tarot book, I've done three channeled books, and I have many decades of professional experience. You can find me at vickieverlie.com. Do not be fooled by imposters. Now, before we dive into the sign by sign, let's take a little bit of a look at some of the astrology, because there's quite a bit of good stuff happening. On the 9th, that's the first thing that's going to happen is the 9th, we're going to have that full moon in Aquarius. That's a culmination. It's also a good time to release. The full moon in Aquarius could have to do with and date back to things that perhaps was initiated all the way back in Aquarius season earlier this year. So that would have been like late January and February. Maybe the seeds that you planted at that time, you could now be seeing coming to fruition. On the 11th, Mercury goes direct after being retrograde for a few weeks, so we all are happy to see that. I've had quite a Mercury retrograde over here, I'll tell you. And then on the 12th, we have the luckiest day of the year, one of the luckiest days of the year. We have the Venus-Jupiter conjunction, beautiful energy of good luck, good fortune, prosperity, all kinds of good energy. 14 degrees of Cancer. If you know any astrology and you know your chart, you could see where that might line up in your chart to get more insight into, what area of life would bring that good fortune for yourself. 22nd, we've got the Sun moves out of Leo and enters into Virgo. And then the very next day, we've got the 23rd, there's a new moon in Virgo at 0 degrees of Virgo. So this 0 degree thing is really powerful because there's all these different things at 0 degrees. We've got the Saturn, or low degrees. We've got Saturn just entering into Aries at low degree of Aries. We've got Neptune also at low degree of Aries. We've got Pluto at low degree of Aquarius. So there is this low degree action happening all over the place, and this new moon is triggering all of that off. So even if that new moon you're not a Virgo or it's not prevalent in your chart, ding, bing, bang, it's like a pinball machine they're showing me, It's just dinging off all kinds of things everywhere, okay? I want to wish our Leos and Virgos a happy birthday. If your birthday is in August, happy birthday to you. This is your solar return time. This is a time to set your intentions, create your reality for the upcoming year and beyond. I do have those solar return year ahead birth charts, the computer charts, so that they're very in-depth and thorough. If you're interested, you can head over to my website and check that out. If you like this format, I do a weekly Astro Tarot reading on Patreon, where we look at the astrology aspects for the week, and then we do a couple cards for each sign. And also, if you've been looking for my astrology readings that I was posting on this channel, I've moved them to Patreon, but I have moved them there for free. So you don't have to buy in. You could buy in for $1 a month if you want, but you don't have to. It's just over there for free because of the algorithm thing here. I think we're going to make this channel more tarot oriented and see how that goes, alright? But I haven't stopped doing them, at least for the foreseeable future. If people don't want to, if they're not really getting watched, then I may stop doing them. But for now, as of now, they're still happening, and they're happening over on Patreon for free. New and full moon reads. Okay, let's jump into the sign by sign now. We're going to start with the sign of Aries. Well, Aries, you're one of the people. You've got those big ingresses. You've got Saturn at low degrees in your sign. You've got Neptune at low degrees in your sign. So this new moon is triggering things off, but there's just a lot of action happening in that area. Gemini is another one. Uranus and Gemini, forgot to mention. Let's see here. We've got the Page of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, and the Four of Cups. This is funny. I'll tell you in a minute why this is funny. I'm going to go over here and get 3 more cards. For our Aries friend, this is for Aries Sun, Rising, Moon, or anyone who has prominent Aries in their chart. Oops. Oh, it looks like a few fell out. Well, let's see what fell out. We have the Two of Cups, the Soulmate card, the Hierophant, The Two of, we'll try to get them all in here. And then the Page of Pentacles. This is so funny because I actually had to start. I was going to just try to splice it together later, but I made a big error. I forgot to read off all the astrology, and I was already way into your reading. I already started on Aries reading, so I just scanned that whole thing and started over. But in that last reading, you had the Queen of Pentacles, you had the Earth sign person, and with the Ten of Cups. And in this reading, you've got the Earth sign person with the double Two of Cups. So I think many of you may be becoming romantically involved with an Earth sign person. It's highly likely. I mean, it came out twice. You can't make this stuff up. So that's so funny. And it's interesting because we are going to have, significant Earth sign energy this month. We're going to have on the 22nd, the Sun enters Virgo. And then on the 23rd, we have that new moon in Virgo. And Virgo is the Earth sign. And we got the Earth sign over here, too. The page, we got double Page of Pentacles, actually. So we got 2 Page of Pentacles and 2 Two of Cups. Now, I don't know if I've ever had double in a reading on YouTube. I don't know if I ever have. We got a little bit of glare here. Let's maybe try a little bit of a different approach here. Oops. Yeah, so that's really interesting. I'm wondering if it's not like twins or something now. But it looked like marriage in the other reading. You had the Ten of Cups marriage. It definitely had romance. And this is an offer of love, too. But maybe, I don't know, maybe there's something about twins or something, because these could be like twin souls even, and then they got the twins bookending the site here. But I'm pretty sure many of you are going to have some heartfelt interaction, let's just put it that way, with Earth sign person or during the sign of Earth. So the Earth signs besides aren't just Virgo, it's Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. So, which normally, you think that Aries wouldn't get along with those signs, but you could get along with those signs. There's some kind of offer, there's some kind of major connection here. Love connection, maybe, but when we factor in, here's another angle, when we factor in the pentacle energy of the Page of Pentacles on either side, maybe it's a soulmate in a work environment. That absolutely can happen. All our soulmates are not necessarily only romantically linked to us. There's all kinds of ways. Here's another 2. We got 2, 2, 2, 2. I'm hearing 2 mints in 1. The double mint commercial. But something about making a decision, and it's interesting. This is like a first quarter or last quarter moon or something. But I use this as the new moon, and here's that new moon in Virgo. By that time, some major decision will have been made. So whether it's your decision or whether it's somebody else's decision that you're waiting on the answer for, whatever the case, we're clinking glasses like we're celebrating, yay. And the Hierophant is here, so there's this larger group or organization involved. Could be a work thing. Often a Hierophant is religion, work, government. Could be maybe some kind of a dating app for some, but it feels more like could be getting approval for a loan or a grant or something like that. There's really, really positive energy here for this bigger group to come in. They may be the ones they hold the key here, yeah. So they may be the ones making the decision. For some, it's maybe a key to a home. Key to your heart, I am wanted, I am yours. Something inside. Oh, I'm way out of key. It's Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. I'm telling me that I've got your secret. Are you still listening? Here is the past. The laughter, the key to your heart. The laughter, the key to your heart. That's what they were trying to get to. The key to your heart. And I know. I can't think of the name of it. It's Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. Will you come see me Tuesdays and Saturdays? As part of it Tuesdays. Maybe something on a Tuesday for you guys. But let's jump over the Animal Totem, even though that song is still playing in my head. Let's see here. Animal Totem for Aries. The ox. Well, I think of ox as very kind of earthy. It reminds me of Taurus. It very much reminds me of Taurus. And the meaning of it is very kind of Taurus, the bullish, too, Strength, endurance, patience, presence. When I said bullish, what was that old place, Bullish on America? Merrill Lynch or something? Are they still around? Because this person could be involved in finances, too. So maybe they work for Merrill Lynch. Okay, clearing of karma and accepting what is. Standing strong, plowing through. Elimination creates space for magic. Ooh, like that. Okay, now we got to squeeze in here our Holy Hamza for Aries Sun, Rising Moon, or anybody interested in Aries anything anyhow. You've got the Dragonfly. That's really magical energy. Take a look if you can, if you want. You want to pause the video and kind of try to see some of the background words. And if any of those stand out to you, that could really have some, you know, personal meaning. Look at the card number of Dragonfly. Are you freaking kidding me? 22. Ha! 22, 2222. No, wait, where is it? 222. 222 and 22. Yeah, that's it. And then the letter, I mean, ox has 2 letters too. Not many 2-letter words. For Scrabble players out there, you know that. Okay. Dang it. Oh, are you kidding me? It's about dragonflies and fairies. Oh, it's still here. Good. It didn't disappear. I have, this is a deck that I created, so I'm reading the definition that I wrote. I'm not just reading from the book. I'm reading my own words back to you, okay? Fairies, healing, multidimensional. Do I have on the right glasses? I don't. That's why I can't see too well. There we go. Oh, much better. Healing, multidimensionality. See them zipping to and fro, magical creatures of the sky. The dragonfly has an otherworldly presence as it edges on this world and the next. From the borderlands of air, water, and earth, the dragonfly... This is a little bit too small. Oh, I can't, I'm sorry. Brings knowledge and healing from the higher dimensions of being. If the dragonfly has made an appearance in your life, you can make sure that magic is not far behind. Seeing the dragonfly may spark a soul memory of another time or another realm where actual dragons flew through the air and reigned supreme. Wow, that's pretty cool, huh? Alright, let me move over and we're going to get our lots. So it could be other soulmate energy. If you're into past lives, it could mean that. This is going to be the first one, the lots of love, which may or may not pertain to love. Karmic, a karmic relationship. Well, yeah. Most soulmate relationships are. That's pretty much par for the course. Let's see here. What about lots of answer? It says unlikely. Well, take that as it resonates. And then finally, these are my lots that I also created, but these are fun to work with just on yourself by asking one question at a time, you know, almost like the old magic 8-ball, you know. But let's see here. Lots of proverbs. A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. That's an old proverb. That means, you know, don't be looking elsewhere. Be happy with what you have. Take what's offered. You know, there is an offer coming here. So it may say that you may not be able to do better than whatever's being offered here. You know, it may be saying that. So take that as it resonates. You know, there's the 2 pillars here, the 2 guys on the card. I mean, it's just seeing 2s everywhere, aren't we? He's got the 2 things on his head there. So, I mean, 2s. Maybe things come in 2s. You know, just pay attention to that. Tuesday, I think, is probably going to be a big clue of seeing all these 2s for you Aries, okay? So, you know, pay attention to that. Maybe if you're thinking about, well, what day should I send that email or make that call? Tuesday. Okay, I need to put this here. I'll put it back in the envelope. That's a good plan. Next, we're going to move on to the sign of Taurus. Yeah, I ordered these beautiful chimes. I wanted to start using chimes in between the readings, but they're taking too long to get here, and I want to get these readings done for you guys so I can have them out by the 1st. So, next month. So I just want to kind of like clear the energy with some sort of a tone. I have some chimes over here. Maybe I'll try to remember to do that. They're not as cool as the ones that are coming. Okay, next we're going to look at the sign of Taurus. Okay, let's get our top 3 cards from the this deck. Hold on, the Aquarian Tarot. 9 of Pentacles, followed by 7 of Wands, or 7 of Rods, and then finally 5 of Pentacles. Okay, this ring keeps falling off. I'll just put it on this finger. Or over here somewhere. There. keeps falling off of my pinky there. Interesting that, you know, sometimes when rings are falling off, that can mean, you know, somebody taking your ring off. I hope not, but it might be. But maybe it's the right thing, or maybe it's somebody else that you want to take their ring off to be with you. I mean, but that's weird that it was all of a sudden started falling off. Okay, let's get 3 more cards for our Taurus friends, Sun, Rising, and Moon. You know, I have a bell. Maybe I'll ring a bell instead of that thing this month. 10 of Cups, the Hermit, and King of Pentacles. That's you. You're King of Pentacles. So you may be down, but you won't be down for long, Taurus, the way this rating's looking out here. You know, this is a card of having a lot of struggle, and then over here just feeling like, oh, why should I keep even struggling? Why should I keep doing it? I feel like I just can't get ahead, or I just can't, you know, get things rolling here. It's just too difficult. The Hermit is here. The Hermit could also be asking for help, asking for wise advice. But the Hermit is here saying, let's step back. Let's look at things from a higher perspective. Because you have the 9 of Pentacles and 10 of Cups, and these are both really, really good cards to have. I mean, these are both fabulous cards to have. 9 of Pentacles is having that financial security, so you can achieve that. Maybe you do have to get through the rough stuff here. Maybe it's worth going through the gnarly thing here to get to the other side. You know, what waits on the other side. You know, this has purple grapevines on it. This has purple grapevines on it too. This is you, right? See that? Purple grapevines and purple grapevines over here too. So this is attainable. You're connected to this. This could happen. This is happening. And 10 of Cups is here too. Now 10 of Cups is a marriage card, so if anybody's looking, you know, thinking about romance or wondering about romance, yeah, it looks like that could be really great. For some of you, this King of Pentacles could be another earth sign who is your partner that you're happy for, and you know, you're doing all this happy love celebration and everything over here. But also, 10 of Cups is just, hey, we're happy. You know, it's on. It's a card of attainment. My guys are saying, yes, I'm trying to get somewhere where we can fit everything in, but we're not getting that glare. I've got 3 lights over here, too. I'm trying to eliminate some of my shadows. We've got some texture going on here. Okay, so this could be, you know, whatever it is. 10 of Cups is never a bad thing, I'll tell you that. So 10 of Cups is happiness, celebration, the ultimate, the most happy and joyous, wonderful you could be. You know, the Cups are the happy. Well, it's emotional. The Cups are very much an emotional thing. So it's something that makes you really happy on an emotional level, that makes you joyous. My guys are saying, sing joyously. You know, sing joyously. Okay, let's get your animal totem. Maybe we'll get some more insights. But if you've been down, it's a temporary situation. It's worth pushing through to get, because you'll get there, and you'll make it to king status. You know, the king over here, that's you, regardless of gender. The king is the highest, you know, court card of the earth. Okay, let's get your animal totem for our dove is peace. I almost said peace. You know, the peace card, which it is. This has an element of peace to it too, and this has an element of peace to it too. So finding peace, being in peace, peace, hope, faith, and love. Marriage, partnership, union. So yeah, could be, you know, definitely relationships. Nurturing from the divine feminine. Utterances of souls departed. So utterances of souls departed, if you see a dove or something, that can be a message or a sign for you that, you know, a loved one or, you know, somebody's, it's just going to be a message or sign. It'll be different for everybody, but pay attention this month especially to the birds and the doves, the cooing of the doves. I don't know if we see those type of doves, but you know, we definitely see, not turtle doves, what are those called? I get them around here. I have them all over the house. They love the little seeds from the flowers in the front yard. And you know, the thing about those doves, they look like pigeons, but they're not. What are those called? They mate for life. That's mourning doves. That's what they are. Mourning doves. Okay, let's get one more card for our Holy Hamza. This is another deck that I created. And let's see what they have to say. Music. Well, Tauruses, I know so many of you are musical. If you want to pause the video and read any of the look for a background word, there's text in the very background. that sometimes if you want to do that, you can really get a good message that way. But yeah, the music card kind of speaks for itself, even, you know, a little bit. I'm going to read what I initially wrote that for the booklet that goes along with it, but I don't have a printed copy of. I can't read the printed copy because it's so small. Oh, I'm having an issue here, though. It keeps wanting to cut off the edges, and I'm not trying to zoom in. I guess I have to not zoom in at all. Okay, revel, harmony, aphrodisiac. Music speaks to us all, the soundtrack of our lives. You are being invited to bring music into your life when this card makes an appearance. Dance the dance of enchantment and feel the energy of its presence. Music fills our soul and raises our vibration. It has the power to heal and the power to transcend through frequency itself. Whether you play an instrument, sing, or are just a music lover, it is a time to allow the tonal resonance that is music to envelop your very being. Yeah. Well, in plain terms, listen to some music, or if you play, and a lot of Tauruses are musicians too. You know, if you get away, I feel that too. When I don't make time to play, and then after I finally do, you know, it's like, oh, I need to do that more often. It's like if you're in a long-term relationship, you forget to have sex, and then you, oh yeah, that's right, we need to do this more often. This is cool. It doesn't make me feel better. All right, let's go ahead and get your lots of love, whether it's love related or not, childish. Well, maybe some of this stuff up here, that could be like, oh, some childish behavior, you know, possibly. Let's grab one out of the lots of answers. Like I said, these are fun to, these are also my creation. These are fun to just sit around and play with and ask a question and pull one out of the pouch. Got a negative, so it's a no. But, I mean, it can't be right for everybody's question, that's the thing. But I like playing with them and pulling them out too. Alright, lots of proverb. Once bitten, twice shy. Yeah, some of you may be on the verge of giving up. You know, you may be on the verge of giving up. It's just like, you know, it's just too hard. I've had enough. Whether it's in business or whatever the case might be. You know, business, love relationship, whatever. But you're due for a comeback, Taurus, and it sure looks like things are going to be happening for you this week. You know, not this week, but this month. You know that Venus-Jupiter conjunction in Cancer, too. That's really nice energy with you on the 12th. That's some really nice energy with the Cancer and Taurus. You guys are two peas in a pod. That's very good. That's very good for manifesting whatever you're trying to manifest. Love, money, all of it. For everybody, but you're really in harmony with that energy for sure, okay? Alright, Taurus, well, thanks for tuning in. Hey, check out your sun, rising, moon, or anything that resonates with you. Because if this didn't, maybe the other reading will. You know, you never know. If you haven't been tuning in lately, I am posting a mid-month now and a financial one, and maybe I'll do a love reading. We'll see. So far, it's not taken off as I'm recording this, but we'll give it a month or two. But I'm going to be posting some different readings on my website, more tarot-oriented readings during the month. So still the big monthly one here, and then some little updates here and there. So check it out if you're interested. And then next, we're going to move on to the sign of Gemini. Alright, I wanted to do a little cleansing in between. So I do have these little handbells. I don't want it to be too loud though. So I've ordered these charms and they're not here yet. I wanted to make sure I got your reading done, but I still wanted to start that practice. I've definitely got a message from my guides that I should cleanse the area a little bit with some sound vibes in between. I mean, I have tuning forks, but those are really, that can really hurt your ears sometimes. Alright, let's get into your reading for Gemini. Ooh, your cards flew out, all three of them. They're sitting in my lap here. Here they are. We've got the Ace of Rods, the Knight of Swords, and then the Star. Beautiful. This is one of my favorite star cards ever. This is I love this card in this deck. It's got that beautiful, I guess it's a peacock or something. Really cool, like 70s style art. Well, the Knight of Swords, that's going to be you, but let's get three more cards for the second portion of the reading for our Gemini Sun, Rising, Moon. Anybody who has prominent Gemini in their chart, let's take a look. 1, 2, 3. Got the Queen of Pentacles, followed by double Ace of Rods. Look at that. You don't see that too often. And then the Queen of Swords, also another representation of you. Knight of Swords, Queen of Swords, that's the air sign people. So the air sign people include Gemini, Aquarius and Gemini, and Libra. Well, clearly they're wanting you to start a new beginning. You've got, only thing you've got is the 2 aces and the star, and then the rest are court cards. So you got the 2 aces, the star, and then the 3 court cards. So not a lot of narrative here. It's pretty cut and dry. It's plant those seeds, start those new beginnings. You know, even though you're Gemini, well, Mercury going direct, sometimes you want to wait till it gets out of the shadow, but I mean, this is a good day here, this 12th, because it's right after Mercury goes direct, which is your ruling planet. And then you got that beautiful Venus-Jupiter conjunction, so that's really favorable and positive too, to plant some seeds, or as we move into perhaps the Virgo new moon, either also the next week we have those 2 big days. But boy, are they saying plant those seeds, because either of these, the Knight of Swords or the Queen of Swords, can be a representation of you. So, and it could be you and another air sign, another Aquarius, a Gemini, or Libra, but it also could be you at different phases. You looking at notice how this person looks at the Ace of Swords, right? Ace of Rods. And this sword person turns away from the Ace of Swords. So that's pretty interesting to me. So for some, maybe it's during the Mercury retrograde, maybe there was some kind of a thing that you forgot about, or you thought about before and said, nah, forget it, or now you're going to do it. I'm hearing that song, I'm looking over a 4-leaf clover that I overlooked before. Oh, the songs my guides come through with. Holy moly. Holy moly, Batman. Yeah, so, but just think about the words of that. I'm looking over a 4-leaf clover. 4-leaf clover, that's a symbol of luck, right? So something lucky, beneficial, good, cool. You know, this doesn't look like clover exactly, but it is a little plant in the ground like clover is, you know. So they were just singing that song to me, so that I had to relay it to you. But I feel like during the retrograde, maybe there's a missed opportunity. Yeah, missed opportunity. Something coming back around that perhaps you forgot about, or that you maybe not even forgot about, but just thought, doesn't look good to me. Maybe it's going to come back around, or go back and think about it again. Queen of Pentacles is another person, an air, there's double air sign, but this is an earth sign. So that would be a Taurus, a Capricorn, a Virgo, or as I mentioned, could be as we're moving into this Virgo season. Maybe that's the second time through here. You know, the second time you take a look at this thing. The star is here, so the star is nothing to be overlooked or just saying, oh well, star, who cares? Star is one of the most powerful cards in the deck. It's your spirit guides, angels. They're looking out from you, they're guiding you. They're putting these little breadcrumbs in your path, these little synchronicities. Even look at this guy's, not only does he look at the wand, his wand that he's carrying here, whatever this is, the scepter maybe, is even just pointing over it here. So they're definitely saying, hey, hello Gemini, look at this Ace of Rods. They're trying to get your attention here. So, that's so weird, the spikes on her crown stood out to me. And what's that? Is that some kind of a thistle? They flashed me on that plan. Let me do a quick check. I won't, if we can't find it, we can't find it. But it's a common thistle. It's spiky. But I want to look it up, because maybe, I think it has medicinal purposes too. They showed me that real quick there. Let me see here. Thistle with pink flower. Yeah, this is it. Milk thistle plant. That's what they showed me. And I saw this, see those spikes on her crown? They grabbed my attention with that, and then it turned into that. So, milk thistle for somebody, now of course I'm not a doctor, and you know, I'm not giving any medical advice, but I know that milk thistle does have medicinal properties. So if, maybe for some, maybe you need to plant it. Maybe it's not even about ingesting it or using it as a tincture or whatever. Maybe it's about you need to plant it in your garden, because there's a whole science behind certain plants, you know, like marigolds. You should plant those by your vegetable garden because it repels, you know, bad insects that you don't want there, and different things. So maybe some of you need to plant it, or to irrigate the soil, or there's all kinds of different reasons that you plant various plants in your yard that doesn't necessarily have to do with you eating them at some point. You know, it's just to offset different things. So, but for some, I know for sure milk thistle is a thing. So maybe plant some milk thistle, maybe starting on some kind of a new health regimen too, you know, because that whole herbal thing did pop up there. And so maybe it's that. But to me, more than anything, it feels like an opportunity. That's the strongest vibe that I get, some sort of an opportunity. And you're absolutely being led there by spirit. For some, because we've got the double air thing happening here. Maybe for some, this could be an ancestor that's already in spirit on the other side. Maybe you had a big connection with them. Maybe they were the same birthday month as you, or another Gemini, or even maybe you were named for them. You know, sometimes when these ancestors show up, there's some kind of connection to them. Okay, let's get your animal totem for rat. Well, I don't know, does milk thistle repel rats? I mean, it could be. I know peppermint, they don't like peppermints, apparently. Okay, well, sneaking, sleeking, hiding, stealing, fear, lack, hoarding, and squalor. Living in a harsh environment, release what no longer serves you. Yeah, when I saw that about this, living in a harsh environment, and the spikes are standing out to me, so maybe some of you feel like you have to be prickly or spiky, or defend yourself in some way, you know. I would look into, even, I don't have time to read it now, but look into the spiritual properties of that milk thistle too. Maybe it's used for protection. Maybe you could just use it as, you know, whatever. It's not for in any kind of ingestion at all, because plants have, you can dry it, use it in sachets, you can burn them in smudges, you know, all sorts of different things you can do with plant medicine. I think plant medicine is something that maybe a lot of Geminis could really benefit from at this time period, especially with these different, you know, 2 different things about planting seeds. This is digging into my arm a little bit. It's leaving marks. See? Oof. And so think about that if it resonates. But no matter what, planting seeds for whatever you're planting seeds for, you know, it's symbolic too. You know, it's symbolic of planting seeds. And there's definitely a callback to something from the past that you may have walked away from, or thought did not have much value. And that they're coming back with that "I'm looking over a 4-leaf clover" song again. So you might want to look up the whole lyric of that or listen to it. But in the meantime, let's get our Holy Hamza card for Gemini. Messaging. Well, there you go. That's you. Well, the messaging, finally, Mercury's direct. I mean, again, if you want to pause the video and look at the background words and see if anything grabs your attention, you can do that. But this is the card basically of Mercury. This is very much a nod to the 8 of Wands in the tarot as well, I would say, you know. But Mercury going direct, you know, maybe things are starting. Maybe you tried to get something going and couldn't and walked away, but now that after Mercury goes direct, give it another shot, you know. Let's see here. That's card number 41 for messaging. Text, Mercury. Mercury is even in the main description, so there you go. Communication. News is coming quickly. Auspicious plans are unfolding. The message card encompasses all modes of communication, both past, present, and future. Texting, direct messaging, FaceTime, Zoom, phone calls, and the like. We live in such a fast-paced world with no signs of slowing down, especially since Uranus is in your sign now, yeah. This card can indicate the time is right to reach out to that important contact to get the favorable response you're hoping for. Keep a watchful eye on your inbox for important messages that may be coming your way. Communications of all kinds are favored when this card makes an appearance. Yeah, well, hello. Maybe that's what this Ace of Rods is, you know. Let's send that message. Let's, you know, send out that message. Send out that contact. Maybe to that money person, because besides the earth energy, the pentacle people are the money people, right? Okay, let's get your lots of love for our rebel. Rebel, rebel, your face is a mess. Hot tramp, I love you so. Oh, oh. All right, lots of Maybe you were being a rebel by walking away. Maybe you were, you know, because you got that rebellious streak in you, Gemini. Okay, let's see here. Next for Gemini. It says plainly. You're the first one who got a yes. The other ones were all kind of no's and negatives. And last but not least are lots of proverb for our Gemini friends. We have, we are what we repeatedly do. Well, you know, all the more reason to turn the corner and start something new. Because if you're doing the same thing, you want to get a different result. Okay. Maybe you walked away from whatever this is because that person was a rat. There was a rat involved. But it's different now. It's definitely different now, and it's worth giving it another, you know, look it over your four-leaf clover that you overlooked before. I'm not singing it again. They won't stop with that. I can't do it without laughing. Okay, let's go ahead and get over it. We're going to move on to the next sign. I'm putting these back in the envelope. Okay, and let me clear the energy first with the bell. I hope it's not going to be too loud. I'm going to try to not be too loud. The chimes I ordered are wood bongo, and it's not going to be real tinny like this. Okay, next let's move on to the sign of Cancer. Alright, Cancer. Well, there it is, the Venus conjunct Jupiter, the big day, August 12th. Guess whose sign it's in? Your sign. So, wow. Talk about luck, talk about good fortune, talk about making that wish, getting that wish come true, getting those things that you're wanting out of life. Big time Venus-Jupiter conjunction in your sign for sure. Okay, let's start out and get 3 cards from the Aquarian Tarot for our Cancer friends. 3 of Rods, Knight of Pentacles, and Knight of Swords. Okay, next we got to go over to the other deck, which is going to be our Hanson Roberts. Get the glare out of those. Alright, Hanson Roberts, 3 cards for our Cancer friends, Sun, Rising, Moon. Anybody who has prominent Cancer in their chart. Let's see what we've got here for Cancer, Sun, Rising, Moon. 3 cards, please. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm picking up a whole bunch. So we got King of Pentacles. What card that was on the bottom that if I put back, it wasn't the next card, I don't think, but it was 10 of Cups. Okay, double 8s here. Sure got a lot of people. So maybe, you know, the social calendar, talking a lot, being busy with socializing and so on. You've got the Knight and the King of Pentacles. So the Knight and the King usually is the same person. A lot of times they can be in tarot. So this could be somebody that you knew before, and they're going to be showing up again, maybe at the tail end of this Mercury retrograde. People come back from the past. It could also be just somebody that you're talking with now or know now that you're going to know for many years to come. Like this is somebody who's sticking around. And the Earth sign people do stick around, you know. These two seem to be having a great conversation, though, don't they? They're talking to each other, they're facing each other, they're talking. This feels like maybe there's some kind of big event, like a party or something, and you should try to go. You know, sometimes Cancers, you want to crawl in your shell, and, you know, I get that way, too. I'm a big homebody, too. But you want to crawl in your shell and not talk to anybody and all this stuff. But in this case, you know, you want to, you might want to go to this, whatever this is. Maybe you're having nerves about it or anxiety. Maybe you could take something to calm yourself down, you know, some chamomile tea, or maybe even whatever you're comfortable with. I actually do use CBD myself for anxiety, and it actually works really well, you know. And I really hardly ever have anxiety anymore. But when I do, every now and then, I will use CBD, and it calms me right down. But whatever the case, maybe you don't need any substance. Maybe you just need to do some deep yoga breathing, or whatever the case might be. But I feel like this is some kind of an event, and there's a lot of talking and people and stuff. For some of you, it's real specialized, like it's some kind of a specialized interest I'm getting, like a comic book convention, or you know, something along those, whatever your interest is. And if you're not interested in comic books, then I wouldn't do that, you know. But whatever it might be, some kind of a thing where there's everybody there is, because it feels like we're all dying to talk to each other because we are an astrology convention, you know, or because we all have this common interest of this thing. Or maybe you're just worried about how am I going to work it out, the details, blah, blah, blah. It seems like there's some stress and stuff around it, but it feels like it could be really smooth sailing. And not only that, you might make this connection. Look where this goes right up to here. You might meet this Knight of Pentacles. Well, that's actually the Knight of Swords. But anyways, maybe you know the Knight of Swords and they introduce you to the Knight of Pentacles. But I feel like meeting of an important contact, and then this one could be turn into a very long term for some. Three of Rods, your ship is coming in, so also there's some good things on the horizon as your ships are coming in, usually related to career. But this could also be, maybe these are important contacts that you would make at this place, this convention or this festival or whatever it is, that could really, bring in help your business and help you achieve what you're happening. Because King of Pentacles, my guys are saying he's a titan of industry. Yeah, he could be a titan of industry. You never know who you're going to meet when you're walking down the street. Jeez. These guys are on some goofy songs today. It's the people that you meet each day. I think that might even be Sesame Street or something. Who knows? All right, let's get the animal totem together for our Cancerian sun, rising, moon. Anybody with prominent Cancer. I mean, that Jupiter thing, especially if there's something, you're going to shine. Look out. Here comes Cancer. They love to watch us strut. Do, 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 do. Put on your best dress and your high-heeled shoes and shake a tail feather, baby. Because look out, Venus, Jupiter in your sign, all eyes are on you. Maybe that's what's making you nervous, huh? But there's no shyness or anxiety around the peacock. They're there. Okay, flamboyant, elegant, proud, sacred, death, resurrection, immortality. The phoenix rises, adding color to your personal style. The spotlight is on you. Strut your stuff. Yeah, they love to watch us strut. Do, 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 do. Okay, I'm getting a little loopy here. All right, let's move over to our Holy Hamza here for our Cancer sun, rising, moon. You lucky ducks, you lucky dogs. Let's see what's coming up for our Cancer. Says bloom. Yeah, bloom. It's like thrive, blossom. I mean, Jupiter's in your sign. If you want to pause the video and try to see if some of the background words stand out to you, you might be able to get a message that way. But yeah, bloom, blossom, bloom. Strut your stuff. Show everybody what you got. Shake what mama gave you. That's what they said. Wow. Oh boy, let's see here. Let's find bloom. Thrive, prosper, flourish. Cultivating bloom. Excuse me, I gotta get a drink of water. This is too much. I'm getting a little hoarse. Okay, thrive, prosper, flourish. Cultivating, blossoming, beauty ever abounding. What you have been cultivating is beginning to bear fruit. You are shining in the sun, and the positive energy you are exuding is the fuel for all the beauty that surrounds you at this time. Yeah. The beautiful summer garden hosts a variety of blooms, and so it is within your life. More than one opportunity or one area of life is coming into fruition. Not the time to be a wallflower. This is the time to bask in the glory of all you've created, all you've nurtured and tended. Others are attracted to your beauty and grace and wonderful moment at this wonderful moment. Well, that pretty much sums up the Venus-Jupiter conjunction too for you guys. I mean, so there you go. That's a beautiful card. I keep seeing. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I'll stop. That just cracks me up. Okay, let's get our lots of love, which may or may not pertain to love for Cancer, Sun, Rising, Moon peeps. Control. Well, this is a card of control. This isn't the time to be so overly controlled or controlling. It's a time to, cut loose a little bit. All right, let's see here. It says, Shirley. Lately, too, I've been saying, sometimes do you know somebody actually named Shirley? It might be something like that, but it's a yes. Okay, let's see here. What goes up must come down. Well, you're going up. So you got to get up there while you're up. Get up there and make it happen. Get out and go. Any invitation, especially around here, it's no time to be that wallflower, like the card said. Don't be the wallflower. Get out there, because you're going to meet some new and exciting people. And look at her. She's just like, oh, I know you. Like she's dipping in the joining right in the conversation. So there you go. I'm going to stop playing with that peacock card. But she's out here. She wants to jump and move around. So that's definitely coming through for you guys, Cancer. All right? Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in and putting up with my silliness. Sometimes I get on these. My guides have been coming through with some really silly songs this month, I'll tell you. But anyways, let's put this aside. Back in the envelope she goes. And clear the energy. Hold your ears. I'm going to try not to be too loud with the bell. We're going to clear this energy and call in the spirits for the Leo. All right, Leo. Well, you know, it's your season for most of the month. The sun is going to be in your sign for the most of the month, up until the 22nd. So, birthday time, do your manifestation, write your list, create your reality for the upcoming year. That's going to be really important. If it's your birthday, especially right around that time of your solar return, which is your birthday, that's the most powerful time. I just looked up in this tape, and it's 2222. I had that before on somebody else's reading. It's not going to be that on this tape because this gets chopped together later, but that's 20. All those twos are coming up. Anyways, Leo, Sun, Rising, Moon. Let's start over here with the first three cards from the Aquarian Tarot for our Leo Sun sign, Rising, Moon. Anybody who has prominent Leo and can relate. Six of Pentacles, Two of Cups, Soulmate card, and the Empress. Nice. Beautiful energy. Okay, next three more cards for the bottom row for our Leo, Sun, Rising, and Moon. If any of you are looking for that astrology reading, I moved it over to Patreon, so you can check it out there. But with some cards for our Leo friends. 1, 2, 3. The Hermit. Six of Pentacles twice. Double Six of Pentacles. We've been getting some doubles this month. And double Two of Cups. Look at that. That's not the first time the double Two of Cups came out. And what I was talking about before, and I was giggling a little, I gotta write some stuff about the 222. Two of Cups were the cards that were showing up in that instance. And then you got double twos, Two of Cups also. So very, very interesting there. Let me light a little smudge, and then we'll dive into your reading here, Leo. Well, you know, that Venus-Jupiter thing, even though it's not in your sign, it's still really cool for everybody. It could be called maybe the luckiest day of the year. You know, sometimes they call the Sun-Jupiter conjunction or cazimi or whatever. But the other one, too, this 12th, could be good. And the sun will still be in your sign when this is occurring at that time. Well, definitely some soulmate action happening here. You know, you got it twice. So, and the Empress is here, too. The Empress can be finding the person of your dreams, somebody who makes you feel loved, cherished, taken care of. They make you feel beautiful. It's also very much a card of abundance, too, though. I'm going to make a quick noise here. It's very much a card of abundance because the Empress wants for nothing. You know, she's sitting in her abundance. Often on the regular deck, I believe there's a cornucopia there, too. So she's in the harvest season. Six of Pentacles, many of you are going to get some money here. Maybe you're going to get some money through, could be even through a divorce or something, but could be through something else, some other kind of soulmate thing. This could be this Hermit here. This could be could be an attorney. This could be somebody who is offering you guidance. The Wise Elder. Maybe you've been by yourself for a while, though, too. The Hermit can be, you know, just being by yourself, and now you're ready to get back in action, and you're going to find that beautiful spirit. For some of you, this soulmate coming in with the Empress could be a pregnancy, and this soulmate is the child of the child that's going to be born. So if it's not you, it might be, you know, your grandchild, or even a good friend, somebody that, you know, is like family to you, either in your family or somebody who you consider family. You know, somebody could be giving birth here, and something is being given birth to, and you're not going to go it alone, Leo, okay? Here's another interesting fun fact here. That full moon in Aquarius on the 9th, that is in your sector of your astrology, the opposite to you. So, here's you, Leo, right? And then the exact opposite is the Aquarius. So even if you're Leo rising, it's your 7th house of relationships. But even if you're not Leo rising, it's the other person. It's your natural partner. You know, this is one side of the coin, this is the other side of the coin. So, you know, it's interesting that there'll be a full moon in your partnership area, and then the soulmate stuff showing up all over the place. So that ninth could be, you know, something too. That's, you know, a few days before the Mercury retrograde, but it'll be slowing down at that time, and, you know, getting a little bit coming into play, ready to go direct in a couple days. But yeah, soulmate energy, big time. Could be too, you might be going into business with somebody. For some people, maybe you've been working on your own, working alone, and a solo career or solo project, and maybe you're going to meet up with somebody who brings a lot to the table, but your soulmates, but on a different level. It's not necessarily romantic or of, you know, family or romantic. It's more, you work well together, you're a great team, and you're making money like never before. Because there's definitely an increase in money showing up here with double 6 of Pentacles. Okay, let's get our animal totem for our Leo friends. But there's a whole bunch of them to fly out all over. I got one left. The Wasp. Wasp is really fierce. Very fierce. Fearless warrior spirit of the sky. Shamanic healing and transformation. Stinging, attacking, fighting the good fight. Impassioned action makes dreams come true. Well, there you go. Impassioned action makes dreams come true. Whether it's, you know, uniting together in a romantic way, or deciding to start a family, or it's starting a business with somebody, or starting a business partnership or collaboration. Somebody's doing a collab. It could be mutually beneficial to both parties, is what I'm hearing. Okay, let's go. This cup too looks like the bell, doesn't it? Looks like the bell. Looks just like it. Alright, let's get our Holy Hamza card for our Leo Sun Rising Moon friends. And see what's up for Leo. Health. Hey, Empresses can be, well, before we start talking about it, if you want to pause the video and see if you can see any of the background words, some of that may have relevance or be of importance to you, a personal message. The health card is just, you know, about taking care of your health and everything. But you know what else? The Empress card can be is a health card too. It's a health card. It's about mainly around women's issues, you know, women's health issues. But I'm looking at 3, but it's 21. Let me get number 21, health. The other thing I was going to say, what was it before I forget? Oh, wasps. There's types of wasp venom that is medicinal and is cured for different things too. So maybe somebody out there is going to get into something like that too. Okay, fitness, wellness, medicine. Oh, I forgot to write. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. I have to write that down somewhere, but that's not on there. Health card. Hold on. Health card 21. No key phrase. Sorry. I just want to write that down real quick. The key phrase isn't there, but it's here. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. It's often been said that your wealth is in your health. In our modern day, our health often gets overlooked or put on the back burner. This card is a reminder to look after yourself, check in on yourself. That could be the Empress too, self-care. Are you getting enough rest, exercise? What about your diet? This may be a good time to schedule a checkup. In some cases, this card may indicate a career in the medical field. Yeah, that could be too. Maybe that's where you're getting the money here. Whether a health practitioner, pharmaceutical industry, or other health and fitness vocations. Yeah. So it could be any of the above, like we were saying, but you're not going, you know, you definitely have this partnership energy there. You won't be alone in this. Even though the Hermit can be alone. Maybe you've been alone for a while and now you're, you know, definitely something's opening up. Okay, next. Lots of love, whether it pertains to love or not. Marriage. Love and marriage. That's not the right thing. That's the Jetsons tune. Leo. Someday. Someday we'll be together. Yes, we will. Alright, Leo. Proverb. says the early bird catches the worm. Okay, well that means to be the first there. So not a time you've been doing that hermit thing. If you have, it's not usually a Leo trait, but if you have been in that kind of hermit thing, this is saying hop to it. Hop to it, baby. Let's get rolling. Let's make things happen. The early bird catches the worm. Don't be shy. Leos are never shy. But you could be connecting with a soulmate thing, and there could also be some financial things. For some, they're just going on simultaneously, two different, completely different situations. But for other, they could be intertwined and intertangled. Okay? All right, Leo, well, hey, thanks for showing up for the reading. I've been posting some little mid-month other readings, so you can check those out if you're interested. If you do love those astrology readings, they're still over there on Patreon for free. You don't have to contribute to watch them. And the link will be down here in the description. Next, we're going to look at the sign of Virgo. I'm going to do another clearing. I'm going to have different chimes by next month. I ordered some, but they didn't come. But I really felt like I needed to do that to just clear the energy in between readings. I've been getting that really strongly from my guides. So I have these bells. I hope they're not too tinny. But let's get started shuffling for our Virgo. We're going to have your new moon this month, Virgo, on the 23rd. You only get the one new moon, the one full moon every year. This is the really powerful new moon around your birthday, leading into your birthday season. You know, set your intentions. As I said earlier, I have those, astrology reports for the year. This one is really interesting, as I said at the beginning, too, because we have it at 0 degrees. And I forgot to mention Uranus is at those low degrees. So it's going to aspect the Uranus. It's going to aspect the Saturn. It's going to aspect the Neptune. It's going to aspect the Pluto. So it's all stemming out of your sign. So, shoo, super powerful. Not your garden variety new moon here, Virgo. Is really, really, really powerful. All right, let's go ahead and get 3 cards for Virgos, the sun, rising, moon, or anybody who has prominent Virgo in their chart. 1, 2, 3 cards. We have 6 of Rods, triumph and victory, acknowledgement. Well, yeah, it's your time. 2 of Cups. Boy, has that 2 of Cups been out today. And that's kind of on the cut, too. And then the 3 of Wands off the top. Okay, let's give this one more shuffle because I don't want the same cards coming again. This is for Virgo, sun, rising, moon for the month of August of 2025. What do we got here? 6 of Rods, double, right lined up with each other too. How cool. And then the 2 of Rods, 2 of Cups, 2 of Rods. Pretty cool there too, right? And then the Fool. Fool is not foolish. Don't be thinking, oh, Fool, that sucks. No, Fool don't suck anything. Fool is really, really good energy. I want to get that out of the glare. Fool is making a new start, a new path. You have, this is a lot about new pathways. You've got 0s, 2s, and 3s, and then even a 6s. But these are we're in the beginning phases of something, and how you've got your new moon. We're talking about that new moon, so there it is. You see the way to go with the 2 of Wands. The 2 of Wands is a great card of seeing the way you go. This is one of the most underrated and most important cards in the deck because he sees the way to go. In partnerships, it's a great card too. You got that soulmate energy up there because not only is it, the 2 of Rods is more important than any romantic thing that might fade away as time progresses. The 2 of Wands says we are really a good match. We're on the same page. We are the same. We have the same outlook on life, because sometimes you could be really attracted to somebody. You're crazy. I know Virgos, you don't go too crazy, but then you get to, it's just like, I want to go this way and I want to go this way, and that's when it starts, But this one is, I'm going this way. Hey, I'm going that way too, and you can truck on down the road together. It's really good energy. I like see how that sun thing is here, and then we have the sun, big sun thing here too. So sun enters Virgo, new moon, which is a solar event, the sun conjunct the moon. Powerful, powerful time. 0 degrees. The thing is at 0 degrees, the new moon. Got the 0 and the Fool. Going down that new path, not bringing along that old baggage. He's just got that little thing, as a prayer, a song and a prayer. He's just off on his merry way. Definitely up for some major victory, triumph, getting that recognition, getting that acknowledgement. And the 2 of Cups here, Three of Rogers, ships are coming in. The vision that you had is moving to the next phase. It's moving from the 2 to the 3. So you have this vision, you have this idea, and you're seeing it progress down the road. It's moving forward. This, when I looked at this almost felt like some of you might actually get some kind of trophy or something. So if you're involved in something where you could get some sort of an award or some sort of a trophy, it almost looks like that person is, here's your trophy, like handing you off your trophy or your award. So for some of you, maybe even if you play in like a summer softball league or something, maybe you'll take the championship cup or something. Or maybe if it's just your team that you root for and you got money riding on it. But it's more likely really tied into your own path. And it's not going to be a trophy for everybody necessarily. It could be, it's symbolic, Okay, next let's get over here and get our animal totem card for our Virgo peeps. Our birthday Virgo peeps. You say it's your birthday. It's my birthday too, yeah. Alright. Horse. That's very Mercury related. And the 11th we got the Mercury go direct. Again, it's often overlooked, but Virgos are also Mercury ruled. That's your ruling planet as well. We always think, oh, it's Gemini, but it's your planet too. Okay, magic, divination, astral travel, journey. Ride like the wind to the furthest reaches. Expand beyond your comfort zone and explore the realms of possibility. Ooh, that sounds exciting. Come to think of it, if you look, there's horses on these cards too. So maybe there is something having to do with actual horses, or there's something having to do with... one card was not sticking to the table, it was magic, but I'm going to actually shuffle. Maybe it's just transportation. Maybe some of you are showing horses, or betting, playing horse races, or showing horses in, those kind of things where they jump over the sticks or stuff like that, All right, let's take a look here and get our animal, not our animal totem, but our Holy Hamsa card. Party. I just heard party like it's 1999. Okay, so if you want to pause the video and take a quick look at the background words on this card, you may be able to get some insightful messages for yourself here. But yeah, party is just that. It's party time. Well, it's party time because you're coming out the winner. You get that. Some of you could get the job. You could get the the award, like the promotion. You're getting that acknowledgement. Okay, gift, gala, celebration, a whirlwind of festivities, a fun event or parties or doings. Your social calendar is filled and you're having a blast. We all need some fun and frivolity in our lives, and the party card is a reminder of just that. While this card may be more of a general mood or tone, it also may refer to a specific event, birthday, anniversary, holiday, or other date of significance. If so, this event may be a time frame in which what you are seeking will appear. Sometimes this card can have an element of surprise. An unexpected gift may be heading your way. Well, that could be this too. You might get this acknowledgement at work. There's one more thing here. Party card up here, comma. Catching my typos. And this is 14. Up here, comma. Party. Just writing myself some little notes about my little typos. Okay, let's go ahead and reach in here and get your not animal totem. We did the animal totem, but the lots of love, which may or may not. Ooh, it's a lots of answers. And it says soon. Sorry, grabbed the wrong bag. Now we'll do the lots of love, which may or may not pertain to love. I should include the lots of love in my love reading. I didn't think of that. Next time. Retreat. Well, I don't know. Let's take that as it resonates. This looks like damn the torpedoes, full steam ahead. You're rocking in the free world. It doesn't look bad to me at all, but let's see. Next. Out of sight, out of mind. Well, maybe it's like don't think about it. Sometimes when we're not thinking about it, like the Fool, when we're just light and airy and just kind of free, flipping in the wind. I know that's hard for Virgos to imagine. Because you're not too keen on flipping in the wind, I know. But if you are, sometimes that's when the best stuff just shows up. When the magic card was left behind too. So sometimes that's where the magic really happens. Okay, Virgo, again, happy birthday. This new moon, mark your calendar, 23rd. That is going to be super, super powerful. If you need that astrology report, it's really insightful. I run mine every year. It's for the entire year, every single aspect, and it explains it for you and everything else. It's available, very affordable on my website, and it's $22 with all these twos today. So have a great one. Happy birthday one more time. Happy birthday one more time. Next, we're going to move on to the sign of Libra. Hello, Libra. Thanks for joining for your August of 2025 Taroscope with animal totem and everything. This is going to be your reading for Libra sun sign, rising sign, moon. Anybody who has prominent Libra in their chart, really. Let me get another card shuffle going over here. You know, everybody's got this big lucky day, and you're no exception. You know, you're getting a square to that Venus-Jupiter. Sometimes squares can really make things happen for you. Okay, you've got the Ace of Rods. Somebody else had that Ace of Rods in that exact same position. Two of Rods. Well, there you go. Things are moving along. Ace, 2. Let's see, 3? No. Page. Yeah, but things are moving along in progression when you get these sequential cards like this. Okay, let's go ahead and get another 3 cards for our Libra friends. Let's see here. Oops, 2 came out. 8 of Rods. We'll stick it in there. 8 of Rods, 2 of Cups, double 2s, triple 2s. 2s have been a thing today. It's really been a thing with the 2s. We're getting triple 2s, double 2s. A lot of 2s have been coming out here. Well, 2s are partnerships, you know. 2's Gemini. I think of 2 as Gemini with the Roman number 2, you know, numeral 2. But anyways, Ace of Rods, beginning, new beginnings. Well, we're having this new beginning in this new moon in Virgo, and it's so interesting and powerful because it's aspecting all sorts of things. It's aspecting a bunch of stuff in Aries, which is your house of partnership. You got the card of partnership, you got the soulmate card. So it could be some big partnership coming up there. And it's aspecting, you know, it's just all the air signs. Pluto and Aquarius. The Uranus and Gemini. So there's a grand trine in air if you factor in your placements too. So, I mean, it is so potent and powerful. Ace leading to 2. So we're at the beginning phases of whatever this is going to be. Beginning phases of some sort of relationship, could be. Page of Rods is here too. That's another court card. Page of Rods could be a fire sign person, a Leo, an Aries, or a Sagittarius. It's interesting that we have a page and a knight. They're not of the same suit. This is the Page of Rods, fire, and Page of Pentacles, earth. But it also shows progression. We go from 1 to 2, from page to rod, from page to knight. Now we are going to be this. Sometimes I'll use these. I do use the court cards as timers too. So fire season to earth season. Well, that's exactly what's happening this month. We're going to be in Leo fire season into Virgo earth season after the 22nd there. So that is definitely a transition. For some of you, it could be like you're going from 1 to 2. Like maybe you've been on your own and now you're ready for a partnership, and it could be in the form of either of these people here. Now, the gender, it doesn't matter because there's so many people. If you're interested in men, it would be a man. But if you're not, it would be whoever you would be interested in as far as gender goes. You may have a decision to make over 2 different people. I mean, this could be, because there's a decision that's being made here. Sometimes this is you making the decision, so maybe you met, there's 2 different people. Now, even if it's not romantic, it seems like it would be. But maybe it's, you know, who am I going to partner up with for my business in some way? Who's going to be, I'm hearing my tour manager. So somebody, if you're going on tour, maybe you're looking for a tour manager. Maybe you're looking for somebody to represent you or do your social media, or, you know, a lot of different things it could be. But it feels like you're going to be, there's an opportunity to team up with somebody. We've been doing it alone on your own. Now there's going to be 2 people involved. Could be your whole life. You know, it could be you're single and now you're going to be with somebody else. There's this 2 of Rods. There's this energy of this partnership. My strongest inkling, even though this earth and air aren't necessarily compatible, but my strongest inkling is the partnership with the Pentacle. Because that's next to the soulmate card, the earth person. Again, it could be also timing, though. It may be somebody that you're not going to encounter or meet until after we move into Virgo. Eight of Rods, this is this month, but things are happening. Things are moving forward after the Mercury turns direct. As far as romantic relationships, though, like Libra, I've mentioned this in one of the other readings, an oddball pairing that I've seen work time and time again. This is another, like, not so commonly talked about pairing, but I've seen Capricorn and Libras get along really well. I've seen them be in long-term relationships, work really well, be a good team together. So I've seen that on multiple occasions where that's a thing, you know. So that may be the case. Maybe it is a you know, an Earth sign person, and maybe it is even a Capricorn. In fact, a Capricorn. Maybe it's just the Virgo time. Again, different for everybody. But teaming up, partnerships, big time, on whatever level. And it doesn't have to be one or the other either. Maybe you're going to get involved with somebody romantically. Also, you are looking for an assistant, or looking for somebody to do your social media, or you are looking to do a collab or a team up. You know, so it could be all of the above. It's not always just cut and dry one or the other. You know, in tarot, there's multi-tiered or multi-layers. You know, and one card from one minute to the next, the card can mean something completely different. I'm thinking about teaching an intuitive tarot class. You guys have to let me know in the comments if you anybody be interested. I teach while I do the readings. I've always been sort of more teaching videos here. But anyways, let's get your animal totem for the Libra. Libra. Well, hummingbird. Hummingbird is a love thing. It's a major love thing when it's hummingbird. So for a lot of you, it could totally be some kind of big love romance thing, even if you weren't looking for it. Usually Libras, you know, you're ruled by Venus. You're the sign of the partnership. Usually you do love to be in love, you know. Love abounding, laughter and joy, elevated vibrations brings glimpses of magic. The fairy folk surely dance nearby, savor the sweet bouquet and taste the nectar of life. Yeah. So enjoying life with somebody else on whatever level. You know, you're going to be having a lot of happiness and joy while interacting with this other individual. What was one becomes two. What was one becomes two. Okay, let's do another card. We're going to pull from the Holy Hamza deck that I also created. What do we got? Lineage. Well, lineage is about ancestry and DNA and stuff. If you want to pause the video and take a look at some of the background words, you could probably get some information from that as well. The lineage card is number 11, which is a 2 also, and that has like an 11 on it. Well, kind of. In numerology, it adds up to a 2. Let me pull up my card 11, and we'll read from the book that I also wrote that goes along with the cards. Lineage, heritage, ancestors, descendants. The family tree connects us all. Yeah, I don't have the right glasses on. Let's see here. I changed, when my break there, I changed glasses. We are all connected. The family tree connects us all to the past and carries us into the future. We are all connected through our roots of our family tree and through our DNA. The ones who have left are still with us and show up through signs and symbols. The lucky penny found on the ground, the joyful chirp of the cardinal, the fluttering wings of the butterfly. Pay attention as they are sending us messages all the time. This card is a reminder to do our soul work for our ancestral healing. We all incarnate into families where we feel we can do the most good. Break the chains of negative patterning so that future generations may thrive. Yeah. So for some of you, maybe the soulmate energy, maybe one of them, you know, this one's sort of hiding under that hat, aren't they? Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. 1 second. So I'm wondering if this isn't the spirit guide. It's going to be different for everybody, but for some people, one of these could be a spirit guide. You know what's really standing out to me on this card is this thing. It looks like one of those embroidery hoops. So if you had a grandmother or somebody who used to make those embroidery hoops or showed you how to do that, they could be saying, hey, they're around. They're around and they're helping you. You know, there's still a soulmate even if they're not incarnated in the flesh anymore. All right, let's grab lots of love, whether it pertains to love or not. We have socialize. So yeah, well, you got to get out and meet. At least days, I guess you don't. You can just do everything on the apps. But back in my day, you had to get out and meet people. Still not a bad idea. Libras, you're very sociable anyway, aren't you? Okay, it says possible. And then finally, a lot of proverbs. We're going to grab lots of proverbs. And let's see what we get for lots of proverbs. Be careful what you wish for. Well, yeah, that's just a cautionary tale. It's just, be careful what you say, what you want to manifest, especially during this new moon time frame, because it is going to be super powerful for everybody with all the aspects it's making every which way. All right, Libra, well, certainly looks like you're going to have a lot of good vibes and partnerships and stuff in your life. Friendships, partnerships, lovers, work partners. And that makes the Libra happy because that's your jam. That's your jam all day. You are the partnership sign, right? All right, let's clear the energy. I hope this bell isn't too loud. I'm not going to keep using it. I have a different one. Let that one chime out. And we're going to move over to the sign of Scorpio. Well, Scorpio, this Venus-Jupiter thing is really nice for you too. For the other fellow water signs, that's going to be over here outside of frame on the 12th. We've got the Venus-Jupiter conjunction. That's going to be sweet for everybody, but particularly sweet for our water sign friends like you. That's going to really help you manifest whatever you're wanting to manifest. Make a wish, do your manifestation. Also, the Mercury going direct in Leo, that was up there in your 10th house career. So if there's been stalls and delays in that area, you could maybe see some of that sort of turning around. Okay, I'm here. Turn around. I'm here, but now it's a laundry commercial, right? Every now and then I get a little bit lonely, never knowing when it comes in. Turn around, bright, bright eyes. Every now and then I fall apart. Got that Devil, Nine of Rods, and the Empress. Good vibes so far. Okay, let's stay in your Empress energy, Scorpio. This one wanted to come out. I should have cut, but it just wanted to come out, and it's that Two of Cups again. Unbelievable how many times that card's been out today. It's been out double, and it's more than one reading. We've had double Two of Cups. So probably a lot of love and romance for a lot of people, meeting, partnering up in whatever level. But in your case as well. Let me just grab a quick, I'm getting that froggy throat thing again. Okay. Well, you're looking at how you're in bondage here. You got to watch where you're focusing your attention to here, because this is looking at this Devil. So you feel like you're in bondage in some way, and focusing on it and worrying about it and like trying to too much emphasis on what you don't want is not helping. There's a moon card in this spread, and there's also a full moon in the background, this Devil card. Sorry. Excuse me. And there will be this full moon in Aquarius here. But the more potent, or maybe even powerful or important new moon is going to be the new moon in Virgo here. Because that's so powerful, because it's aspecting so many planets. This is going to be amazing. And it's in Virgo, which is really in harmony with your chart. Earth and water. Also, if you're Scorpio rising, that's over there in your 11th house, so that's friends and associates. So instead of looking too much at what you're in bondage to, just focus on how abundant you are in the Empress energy. How settle into your abundance. Step into your abundance. Step into... The Empress worries about nothing. She sits on her throne, and she is... she knows whatever that she's entitled to, everything in this world, and it all comes to her in absolute peace, flow, and harmony. She's not struggling. Although this card doesn't seem to struggle or bother, does it? But she's definitely looking. It's kind of like, oh, there's that Devil again. Look at the look on that face. Uh-huh. There's that Devil again. It feels like somebody who's real slow moving with like a slow southern draw. Somebody from the south, they move real things move real slow in the South if you've never been there, you know, in the United States. You know, people are just like, uh-huh. So that's what I'm kind of getting out of this, too. And the way that devil's skull looks, too, it almost looks like, you know, a skeleton or bones, like, and, you know, and you will see that a lot of people in the South that I've encountered hunt, and they have these mounted heads, and they, you know, they use these kind of things around it. So that's what it's reminding me of today, anyway. So maybe some of you are, you know, going to be in the South or are Southern right now, but others of you, I feel like it's just taking that attitude, like, there's that devil, and not letting it seep into your aura of abundance here with this Empress. This is also represents you, by the way, the King of Cups, regardless of your gender. So the King of Cups is also very much more advanced soul. You know, he's not the page, knight, or the queen. They are the king. They have come through this further. They're further along in their evolution and their emotional maturity as well. Now, for others, this could be the soulmate. It might not be you, because there's that soulmate card. It might be, you know, another person who is perhaps a water sign, a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. But perhaps for timing, this could also be that Venus conjunct Jupiter in water sign of Cancer on the 12th, that big day there that we got. So it could be like that, too. But there's a soulmate energy, and I feel for many this is the other person. Now, the other person, even if they're not a water sign, this would represent somebody who is very, like I said, emotionally mature. They're not playing baby. The King of Cups is very direct. Look at his gaze. He's staring directly at you. He's very direct, and he's ready for love. Ooh, baby, I'm ready for love. Ready for love. Ooh, baby, I'm ready for love. Yeah, he's ready for love. But it doesn't have to be, you know, sexual love. It probably is for many, but it doesn't have to be. You know, and he sees you as the Empress. You know, he treats you thusly, too, my guides are saying. He sees you as the Empress, and he treats you that way as well. And then the Moon card is timing, but Moon also in relationship says that you have this special connection, that you can, you know, this unspoken, you read each other's minds, you can feel into each other's dreams, you might be making appearances in your dreams, you know, this person, visitations. What was the other thing I was going to say about the Moon? Now I'm hearing the moon in your eye like a big pizza pie. That's amore. I'm not singing it. they're singing it. I had another thought on that. I'm not quite getting it. Oh, dang it. Okay, well, let's go ahead and move over to the animal totem and see what else turns up here for Scorpios for the month of August. Armadillo. That card does not come out very often. Well, you know, I could see you Scorpios, you can be armadillo-ish. You know, you can definitely, you know, you can say, put up your shields and say, no, you know, don't tread on me. Self-protection, shielding, retreat, dig deep, connect to the subconscious, fill your lungs with good fresh air to aid in your buoyancy and your plans. I'm feeling like let your heart guard down, because sometimes you can do that, Scorpio. Scorpios can be mean, you know. And when Scorpio says, I'm done with you, they can be cold and mean. They have that side. I'm Scorpio rising, and I've had many close relationships with Scorpios over the years. I love Scorpios. I have Venus in Scorpio. I have Neptune in Scorpio. I'm Scorpio rising. I'm very Scorpionic, and I get along in general with other Scorpio peeps really well. So I'm not dishing on you or whatever, but you can do that. You know it's Scorpio. I know you're laughing over there. I keep saying that. I don't know why I keep coming back to that. That just slipped out. I did not even mean to say it. Well, that devil again, too. I can be in bondage to being, you know, mean and cruel. Scorpios, you're tough. You're tough like those armadillos, you know. So maybe reveal a little bit more of your softer side, you know. Oh, that was the thing I was going to say about the moon. Here it is. Some of you with the moon and the Empress, that's mother. Both of that's mother energy. Some of you, if your mother has passed, she might be trying to contact you. That's one thing. But also, if somebody's pregnant, it could be an ancestor in the family, like a mother or grandmother or somebody who's reincarnating. That was what I was going to say. Okay, let's get the card from your Holy Hamza card for the month. Luck. Luck be a lady tonight. Yeah, so you're going to be lucky. Well, that Venus-Jupiter thing, if you want to pause the video and look at the background words, it may speak to you, okay? It may have a message. But yeah, Venus-Jupiter, the luckiest day of the year. Some people say the Sun-Jupiter, but this is very lucky too. So you can, like I said at the very beginning, Scorpio, you're in vibes with that. You're trining, that's trining your energy. I mean, you could really come up with some really lucky breaks in some area of your life. Oh, I forgot to read it here. Let's see, 13. Chance, fortune, synchronicity. Take a chance, roll the dice. Lady Luck is on your side. There are times in our life when everything we touch turns to gold. Riding the wave of synchronicities, one thing after another, falling into place like magic. This could be one of those times when you just can't lose. You're on a roll. The luck card is not limited to gambling by any means. You may be smiled upon in any area of your life. The world is full of ups and downs. Just know that your stock is on the rise when this card is drawn. Yeah. It's like a Jupiter. It's very much lucky 13. I made it 13 intentionally too. And that's the 12th. It might be maybe on the 13th. If you were going to play some kind of, lottery or whatever, roll the dice, then maybe on the 12th and 13th might be good days. Kindred. So you're with that kindred spirit and a lot's love. Let me just see, is that 12th and 13th happen to be a weekend? No, it's midweek. Okay, just was wondering, maybe it'd be like a weekend getaway or something. Okay, next we're going to move on to the lots of answer for Scorps. Naturally. All you gotta do is act naturally. Sorry. I'm not mocking my southern friends. I have many good friends from the south. I am not mocking you. I'm just playing. Okay, next. Let's see here. Make love, not war. Well, clearly, Scorpios, if you're into it, there's somebody around here that there's major love things. Maybe they're from the south, Maybe that's why that thing just keeps coming up. Maybe for some of you, you or the other party may still be involved. You may have your divorce might not be final. You may be in bondage to some other relationship still. But that could be, it might be like that. I'm taking this bracelet off. It keeps falling off and it's bugging me. It's leaving marks on my arm. They might be in bondage. You might be in bondage to something else. It could be literally like, okay, I'm still married. My divorce isn't final kind of a thing. But it could also be, maybe I'm just not over my last relationship. I'm still, even though we're legally divorced or whatever the case might be, I'm still in bondage to this other thing here, But, hey, it's looking mighty bright here, Scorpio. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, Scorps. And hey, don't forget to check your rising sun, rising moon, all of the above. You can scrub through the videos, timestamp, or check here at the bottom. And next, we're going to move on to the sign of Sagittarius. You're such a crazy pants, Sagittarius. You're such a crazy pants. I think I'm going to have to get a cough drop. I'm sorry if it might make a little bit of noise, but it's better than me choking. My throat is really getting parched here. Excuse me. That's better than me coughing away on the video. Okay. I'm doing Saggies. Alright, Sag. Well, the Venus-Jupiter thing's happening. That's cool. The new moon in Virgo, that's squaring up with your stuff here, your Sagittarius stuff. So, really could make things happen. Squares could make things happen. Plus, it's aspecting everything. That's that 23rd of August. New moon in Virgo. Okay, for your first card out, we have the Five of Rods, and the second card out, we have the Three of Pentacles, and then finally, the third card we have is the Two of Swords. All right. Next, let's go ahead and do 3 more cards from our Hanson Roberts. Oops. Well, let's make that the first cut. We'll put that as the first cut, and then we'll go like this. Okay, we have Ten of Pentacles. There you go. The Sag likes to see that one, huh? King of Cups. He was there in that exact same spot in the last reading. And then Seven of Pentacles. Okay. Well, I feel like this King of Cups could totally be representing the Venus-Jupiter conjunction in the water sign of Cancer, because we won't be in water sign, sun sign this month. We'll be in fire for Leo and then earth for Virgo. So the only water sign thing that's going on is the Venus-Jupiter conjunction on the 12th. So something around there could really be a lucky turn of events for you, where you are awarded like some kind of, I'm feeling like a lump sum of money could be coming for you with this 10 and the 7. I mean, look at the guy's face. I always like to look at his face. This card's kind of cut and dry. The other deck, his face seems to change all the time. But it looks like you may be coming into some kind of an inheritance or some big money, or maybe you might be selling a house or selling, so somebody's selling a boat or something. Because it looks like here you've been fixing it up. You've been fixing it up and getting ready to sell it or unveil it. Some of you, it could be if you're into art, or, you know, maybe do you have some big piece of art that you're unveiling, or some kind of a thing that you've been, you know, because it's been a struggle, it looks like. Five of Rods here, it's been a struggle, it's been a lot of work. You've been really working hard at it. Two of Rods, there is some kind of a decision here, but I almost feel like there's two buyers vying for this. Now, if this doesn't apply to you, you can always check your rising and moon and stuff. It feels like there's two different people that are wanting to, whatever this is, they want a piece of it. So are you gonna, some of you, are you going public with your company? Are you gonna put it out on the stock market? And, you know, maybe, you know, a bunch of, all of a sudden you're gonna have this thing. Whatever you're revealing your masterpiece, my guides say. But your masterpiece could be, who knows what. Maybe you did this beautiful flower arrangement. That's your masterpiece. Or you built, you know, who knows what. A piece of art, a piece of music. You fixed up the house to sell it. You fixed up the boat to sell it. You're going to turn in your big work report, your big, or your big, if you're in school, your big, you know, your big entrance exam, you know, essay or something, you know, whatever you've been working on. Or maybe you've got to plead your case in order to get some kind of grant or study money or something like that, or a visa, I'm hearing, for some people. Whatever you've been polishing, working on, preparing, you're going to have more than one opportunity, more than one person. Or if you're applying to schools, or your kids are, you might find out, I think you find out earlier in the year. But you may have your choice of 2 different schools to go to, even, or, you know, you're going to be in major abundance here with all this money card. Let's put it that way. And the King of Cups is a very central part of it. So this may be the person making the decision, but to me, what it feels like, this is the person who you're going to end up going with. That's the person that's going to buy it from you, give you the money, buy it for, award you the grant, you know, award you the settlement. Could be a settlement. You know, something like that. All right, let's go ahead and get our animal totem for our, not Leo friends, Sagittarius. I almost said Leo friends. So for some of you, this may be going down in the time of Leo, or you might even be dealing with a Leo, even though that's not what the cards are showing. But I definitely, Leo wanted to come out of my mouth. Okay, but we're Sagittarius, animal totem. Squirrel, that's another card of money. Squirrel is that money situation, socking those doughs away. Plentifulness, frolic and play, planting seeds for future prosperity, moving with balance, grace, and speed, healing through grounding in the earth. Yeah. Well, yeah. It looks like all this money is very earth grounded, you know. All these bags of money you're going to be carrying around, they're pretty hefty there. They're kind of heavy. What am I hearing? Heavy Baby. What is that song? Heavy Baby. Is that from Dreamgirls, maybe? A song called Heavy? It's something like that. Let me do a quick check on my phone real quick. Dreamgirls song Heavy. Heavy, Heavy. Yeah, there is one called Heavy. Is it Heavy Baby? Is that the lyrics? Let's see here. Heavy, Heavy lyrics, Dreamgirls. Yeah, Heavy Baby. That's it. That's the song that's coming through. I can't really remember. I haven't seen that movie in a long time, but yeah. So I don't know. Maybe that has some resonance. You want to look up the whole lyrics to it. You can, or listen to the song. Or does that show have some meaning for somebody? Maybe is that some of you are gonna reveal your show and it's gonna get picked up by some big producer for Broadway, or who knows, you know. All right, let's get through Holy Hums for the Saggies. Got the wish card. Sweet, you got some nice cards this month, Sag. Wow. If you're not aware, I've been posting some other mid-month and other videos, so check those out too. If you want to pause the video and look at the background words, you might be able to get some meaning from them. But it's basically the wish card. I even made it number 9, like the tarot, to, you know, a nod to the tarot of the wish card. Success, fruition, attainment. Your wish is coming true. A time of great abundance. Hello, yeah. This card signifies a definite yes to your question when it shows in the spread. Thank your lucky stars and count your blessings, which are many. You are on a roll and the gifts keep coming. Make a wish and trust that the universe has got your back, for you are aligning with the divine synchronicities. Success, fulfillment, happiness, and satisfaction. Wonderful things are unfolding in your life. Enjoy. Well, there you go. Can't ask for better than that. All right, let's jump over and get the lots of love, which may or may not pertain to love. Says soulmate. Well, this person could be a soulmate for some people. You know, the King of Cups, even though he represents the water sign, he also represents that somebody who's offering their heart, or is, you know, emotionally mature, ready for a relationship, those kinds of things. Assumably, presumably, indubitably. Alright, Saggies. What do we got here? All's well that ends well. Well, isn't that the truth? Well, it looks like it's a fabulous month for Sagittarius. I think that Venus-Jupiter thing, because here's the other thing for you, you know, Jupiter is your ruling planet. So even though it's not really in a sign that's, you know, it's water and your fire, it's not really in a sign that's necessarily right compatible or lines up with yours, Jupiter is your ruling planet. So if Jupiter's doing something, you're getting affected by it. And you got the wish card and everything here, so it looks just fabulous. But I think maybe one of the best readings this month so far for you guys, all right? If you're looking for the astrology reading, it's over on Patreon for free. And also check my channel because I'm adding some new tarot readings there. So check it out. And there's going to be mid-months, all these other things, okay? Next, we're going to move over and do our Capricorn. Hello, Cappies. Let's clear the energy. And get some energy going for our Capricorns for the month of August 2025. For Capricorn Sun, Rising Moon, anybody with prominent Capricorn in their chart. Okay, what's going on here? This Venus-Jupiter conjunction we've been talking so much about. It's in your opposite sign, so highly likely other people benefit from other people. Could be romance, romantic partnerships would be highlighted, but it could be a lot of different things. You're going to benefit from somebody else, okay? The other thing is, and often Capricorns, you like to, you know, you're very independent, so you got to let other people help you. This Virgo new moon, which is important to everybody as well, but this earth energy is right up your alley. You're an earth sign. So that's a nice harmonious trine to your energy. So there could be some really favorable and positive stuff going on for our Caps this month, right? Okay, let's get our 3 cards for Capricorn to start. 7 of Pentacles, followed by 9 of Pentacles. All right, Cappy, here you go. And the Tower. Wow, okay. Look at this card, the 7. Talking about the face on the 7 of Pentacles. Doesn't it look like so bitchy? You and your bitchy duck, too. They both look bitchy. Or goose, or whatever it is. Alright, let's get 3 more cards for the bottom row. For Capricorn, Sun, Rising, Moon, anybody with prominent Capricorn in their chart. Page of Pentacles. Man, you got the Pentacles showing out, right? Hierophant and the Star. Beautiful Star. Alright, I love the Star card in this deck, too. This is one of my favorites. Everybody gets, I've had them myself, and other people have seen visions of me as an old lady with long white hair. Says, oh, maybe this is going to be me in the future here. Right? Well, look at the difference between this lady with the bird and even this lady with the bird, and then the star with the bird too. But really what caught my eye is, look at this bitchy duck lady, and then look at this beautiful star with the beautiful nightingale singing or whatever. Doesn't she look like somebody like, oh, get off my grass or something? I don't know. She just looks bitchy. But they're all three have birds. I don't even know if that's a lady. It could be a man. It could be all of it. Could be anybody. But it's interesting that the figure with a bird, a figure with a bird, a figure with a bird. Well, I would say definitely you gotta pay attention to those birds for sure. Whatever birds, I love the app, and I'm not getting any money, but I use that Merlin app, and you pull it out. It tells you what birds are singing. It tells you their song right away and everything, and it's a great bird identifying. The song lists their song app, so it's called Merlin, which is cool too. But I use it all the time. But definitely you might be getting some, a little bird told me, they're saying. So you might be getting, when they say a little bird told me, that's old time, these old crotchety old ladies. That means like gossip, they won't divulge their source. A little bird told me that blah, 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 blah. And somebody says, don't tell anybody. And you go and tell them anyway, but you say, a little bird told me. So there might be some little hot goss, which I'm not a hot goss kind of girl. I don't like that stuff at all. I always, if somebody wants to give me the hot goss, I'll shut it down immediately. Because I know if they're talking shit about somebody else, then when I'm not around, they're going to be talking shit about me. And I'm just going to zip it up and say no more. That makes me not trust this person, So, but anyways, a little bird told me. You could get some inside information about some kind of big money thing here, because I know the tower's here, and that's, wow, a big shakeup and everything, but look at all the beautiful cards that surrounds it. So a big shakeup, maybe that's just what you need. I'm hearing shake your money maker, oh wow. Or shaking the money tree. They're showing me shaking the money tree, and I'm hearing shake your money maker. Whatever the case may be, the shakeup in the finances looks like, whew, it could be just what you wanted. It's going to take you out of the status quo. It's going to move you into a different echelon, the upper echelon, I'm hearing. So news coming in the time of Earth about the money here. So by the time we hit Virgo, then that could be when the communication's happening, or maybe that's when the deal is finalized, or that's when the thing that you put out there, this could be something that you put out there and it just, tower just goes viral or explodes, and you become the star, people know who you are and everything because of it. Through the Hierophant, though, that's always some bigger thing, but in this day and age, that can be the internet for sure. So maybe it's something that you do, maybe you put it out on the internet, maybe it's some investment that a little bird told me. That reminds me of insider trading, which I know very little about. I just know that Martha Stewart got busted for it, and there's all these other fat cats that are doing it and not getting busted. I thought that she got a raw deal on that one, but something like that. You get a stock tip, or you get some kind of little whatever, and something you're involved in this month could just be crazy great for you, Capricorn. That's what I really feel. Blow your own mind. Blow your mind. It's gonna blow your mind. Gonna rock your world. And it's going to bring in some nice money stuff for you. It sure looks like it. And acceptance maybe into being ushered into this bigger group here too. Like maybe the Millionaires Club or something like that they're saying. Or some kind of, something like that. Something like that. Big success. Big money, big success. Watch out for those birds. They're going to give you some kind of a message here too. There's definitely some messages coming through those birds. Get that app so you know what bird is singing and talking to you, and you can go then look it up, the animal totem associated with it. Okay, let's go ahead and get the animal totem. Speaking of that, animal totem for Capricorn, the cat. We'll keep the cat away from the birds. I remember back in the day I was with my ex, my kid's father, and he kept getting these birds in the house. You bring them home, and the cat, we had a couple cats, and the cats would inevitably kill it. I said, stop bringing those birds in the house. And then the one, it happened right in front of me. The bird went to go through the window, and the cat just reached out and got it, and it was bleeding, and it slid down in the shears, and the blood like trailed behind it, like, oh my God. And then he got this other bird. This bird was so cool too, and it was an orange cockatoo, I think. I mean yellow cockatoo. But when I used to play music, I would jam and practice music. It would sing along with me. It was so happy. It would sing and swing. And we had that cage of that bird in the middle. I said, I'm not putting up with another bird. I said, stop bringing those birds in the house. The cat keeps killing them. Because he killed a bunch of little ones. They'd get out, and then the cats were on it. You know, they got them. And then the blood sliding down the shear. It's burned in my memory forever. But then came home one day. We had the cage in the center of the room. No furniture, nothing anywhere near. It was hanging from the ceiling. We had to get on a ladder ourselves to get in there and take care of the bird and whatever. I come home one day, and I think it was named it Tweety, if I remember. This is so long ago. This is like 40 years ago. And where's Tweety? The cage is there, and it's open and empty. Where's Tweety? Where's Tweety? Well, I finally, under the bed in the room, I finally found just his wing. And I said, God, I swear to God, if you bring another bird into this house, that's, you know, we're done. Because I loved that bird. It was so cool. I feel like that bird probably knew how to open its own cage. Because there's no way the cats could have opened it. And it didn't seem, nothing was like jostled in the cage or anything. So that bird probably knew how to open its own cage and get out, you know, because it was really smart. It had a personality. You know, it wasn't just fussy like some of those other little birds are, just this little fussy little irritants, you know. It had a personality, and every time I'd jam, it would come sing, it would be whistling along, and it was so happy, and, you know, join in with its whistling. It was just such a cool bird. And then all that I found was its wing left under the bed. The cats got it and ate it. The only thing that was left was a bird. I know that's a long story, but that's what they were showing me, that cool Tweety bird. It was cool. Okay, cat. Stealth huntress of the night, ancient intelligence, familiar of the goddess, waiting patiently for the time to act, being flexible with balance and grace. Yeah, cat energy. But seriously, don't let the cat bite the birds. You let the birds be in nature and keep your cat away from them. Because it's their natural, they can't help it. I didn't hate the cats for that. I mean, that's that's their nature. They can't help it. Just like my dog now, he gets all kinds of stuff in the yard. He gets groundhogs, squirrels. He got a possum or two. You know, he's always killing stuff back there, but it's just his nature. You can't get it out of him. That's just what they do. Okay, let's get our our Holy Hamza. Death. Well, don't let any, I'm serious, if this is about the birds, don't let those cats by those birds. But Tower could be death too, you know, it's some kind of a huge change. This is pretty much the same as the death card in the tarot, you know, as far as the meaning. It's some kind of a big change. Take a look at the background words. If anything stands out to you, you can pause the video and see. But death is number 48. A cycle of life, death comes to us all. Yeah, it's the natural change of things. I mean, some of you, I hate to say it, but some of you may have an inheritance too. And if that's the case, they want you to have it. Maybe somebody died suddenly. I hope that's not the case, but it could be. Creation, beginnings. Oh, I forgot. I had the wrong keywords in there. I gotta fix that. The death card is an indicator of great change. It's a time to let go of the past and be free of its burdens. As with the season of winter. Yeah, this could be the season of winter. The death card is only temporary. In the spring, new life teems forth, and the cycle renews itself again and again. Follow the natural cycle of life and accept the inevitability of change. You may be going through a resurrection of sorts. Old situations have run their course, the end of a chapter of your life, allowing for the natural conclusion to a situation. Yeah. Okay. Let's get our animal, or not our animal totem, but our lots of love. Passion. So some of you are really passionate about this whole thing here. This whole, well, Capricorns, you are passionate about money and investment stuff. And it's plausible, double P's, passionate, plausible. Another P, are we going to get another P? Page. We got here. A picture, there's another P, picture. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Yeah, I mean, well, these days what this card, when this lot comes out, what I often say is, you can see something on social media. I mean, there was this big scandal that just popped. I finally found out what it was all about. I didn't even know what it was all about. These people are posting pictures of the couple at the Jumbotron at some concert or Coldplay concert or something. I didn't even know what anything. What's this all about? And somebody finally explained it. They showed it more in depth, where I saw the full video. So they were on the screen, and then oh no, they got busted. And the picture busted them, you know. So it could be like that, but it could also just be social media. Maybe you see something online and it's just like, all right, we're done. I saw that, we're done, and I'm taking the money. You know, Capricorn, we're done, and I'm gonna sue you for every penny you're worth. You know, the duck lady over here. But I don't know. I'm just joking around. Hopefully, and that's nothing to joke around about. But sometimes that'll happen. So maybe it's something else. Maybe you see something. This has happened to me, where I see something on social media and it just sparks some idea for me. I'll see a picture of something, and then even sometimes I'll see one picture and then I'm scrolling and I'll see another picture, and the two of them, it's like, oh God, there's a great idea. And I'm not copying anybody, but it just sparks something in my own mind. It's, you know, mind blown. There you go. So hopefully it's good. It looks like profitable. It looks like financially profitable. So hopefully it's not too painful. I don't think that really it will. Sometimes a Tower's moment is needed and welcome to clear out a bunch of old crap, you know. All right, Capricorn, I'll put you in the envelope, and we're going to go into Aquarius. We're going to do a little cleansing of the space. And then we're going to jump on to our Aquarius friends. Well, you know, this whole thing here with this new moon, well, first of all, it's your full moon. The full moon in Aquarius. You get the one new moon, the one full moon every year, and this is going to be it. This is your full moon. Now, this could often relate back to whatever you were shooting for back at your birthday time, because this is the 6-month check-in, basically. So whatever you were trying to manifest, whatever your birthday wishes were, you set forth your intention around your birthday. Now it's saying, okay, here we are. We're halfway through the year. How's that going? Are you manifesting? Do you need to do some course correction and adjust things? Or are you well on track? You know, some things could be revealed to you at this time of this full moon that can show you how how things are coming. You got the 4 of Swords, the 10 of Rods, and the 4 of Rods for our first 3 cards. Some new cards for a change. We're getting a lot of the same cards. Aquarius, you're always different. You're always different. Okay, let's see here. 8 of Cups, followed by Queen of Fire, Queen of Rods, followed by Justice. Okay. Some of you might be moving. Some of you might be moving while we're here in this time of Leo here, which is going to be a lot of the month. For the majority of the month until we get to the 23rd or 22nd, 23rd, we will be in the fire sign of Leo. So during Leo time, I feel like there could be an opportunity to move house for some, or even traveling and maybe going on renting a vacation home. But I feel for you, because the Justice card is here, so very often that could be some legal thing. So you may be signing a contract, you may be signing a lease, you may be signing the loan papers from the bank to get the house. You may be signing the rental agreement for a vacation home. Maybe you're going to go travel and go to vacation, stay somewhere for a while. For some of you, maybe you are going to, get planning a marriage. Maybe you're renting the hall for the marriage, for the wedding reception or something. 4 of Swords, this is something that's been a long time coming, but also this card can be sometimes you need to get your rest. Like you could be overdoing it, over pushing it. Because especially paired with the 10 of Rods here, because the 10 of Rods does indicate hard work, really having to work hard, really having to soldier on. They're saying, really having to put that effort in and really try hard to achieve whatever you're achieving. Maybe you had to work really hard just to save money to buy this house for the down payment. It could be like that. If you're selling the house, maybe you had to really work hard to get it up to snuff here and get the garden and, get the landscaper and the gardening done and all that good stuff. But whatever it is, it seems to be culminating now, which is totally, again, with the full moon. Things are culminating. You're reaching the end result that you've been after, that you've been seeking, that you've been working towards all this time. And the moon card is highlighted on these 8 of Cups as well. So could be your full moon. But the other thing is that new moon at 0, it's making all kinds of aspects, including an aspect to the Pluto in your sign. So that Pluto entering your sign is getting triggered again. So it's going to be an interesting month for our Aquarius. Let's get an animal totem and see what that has to say for Aquarius, Sun, Rising, Moon. Got the ladybug. That's lucky ladybug. That's good luck and good fortune. They're also very beneficial to the garden, if you didn't know that. Lucky lady of the garden, harbinger of happiness and joy, rid my life of obstacles that are destructive to my divine right to flourish. Yeah, this is another thing with the 8 of Cups. Sometimes it's ridding. You might be walking away from something, but you're walking towards something beautiful, And the Queen of Rods is there. This could be a partnership. Maybe this fire sign person, who could be a Leo, an Aries, or a Sag, they may be a big part of it. Maybe that's going to be the person that you're going to be traveling with or engaged to, or whatever the case. Let's pull one more card from our Holy Hamza before we move to the lots. It's sound. Yeah, sound. And this is sound. This isn't necessarily, there's a music card, but this is the sound card. This has to do more with like the toning stuff, the bells and things that I was doing. Take a look at the background words. You can pause the video if you want and see if anything really stands out to you, because that's how you can really get a personal message from these general readings. Now let's dive over to the 19 here. Sound, vibes, resonance, acoustics. We are all immersed in a sonic field of energy. Sound has the ability to soothe a baby to sleep or break a glass. There is a field of frequency surrounding us all. Tend to your field and your sacred space. Create a resonance of peace and solace so that your divine manifestations may flourish. You may be in need of a sound bath emergence experience, whether a ceremony performed by a practitioner or something more personal in your own living space. Drums, chimes, singing bowls, all may be conduits for raising the vibrational frequencies of your surroundings. All right, yeah. Well, if you're moving into a new place, or even if you're just going to be staying there for a vacation or whatever, you might want to do some sound clearing, like I've been doing with the bells here lately. I have some different chimes, but they're still on order, and I wanted to make sure I got that reading done for you guys before the right time. Attached. So maybe you're attached, maybe you're going to be becoming attached, to somebody here. Let's get the lots of answer. Oh, there's 2. I'm going to throw them back. Unknown. 'Cause I'm a soldier, a lonely soldier, away from home, with no wish of my own. That's why I'm lonely. I think that's about a lonely soldier. An unknown soldier is what was coming into my head. Let's get the lots of, oh, this isn't the wrong thing. So certainly, but we're going to pull an actual thing here. It says better safe than sorry. Well, maybe you need to get that extra rental insurance or do that extra thing just to be safe than sorry. Do that little extra, if they option, especially if you're booking this like the Mercury retrograde, hopefully you can wait till the 11th when it's passed, because that is the 11/11 card too, after all. But if not, make sure you have the lawyer look it over, or get that extra, if you're going to be renting a car to go traveling, get that extra insurance or whatever the case may be. Don't think, oh, I won't need it. Be just your luck, Aquarius, with all these crazy aspects going on. Just make sure you get the right thing, okay? All right, well, thanks for tuning in, Aquarius. Enjoy your full moon. I'm going to go ahead and pick these cards up because then we're going to move over to our last sign of Pisces. But these cards are all jumbled over here. We've got to get these a little bit better. Okay, move Aquarius out of the way. And Pisces, you're up next. I want to do a little sound clearing. Pisces. Okay. All right, let's get a shuffle going for our Pisces friends. You're another water sign, so, you know, I was telling Scorpio, and I'll tell you as well, that this Venus conjunct Jupiter, ooh, that flew over the Empress. I think we're going to take these three just like this. Sun and then Four of Cups. I was telling Scorpio, you know, this Venus conjunct Jupiter, it's in the sign of Cancer. So that's a water sign like you as well. So it could really be super, it's super lucky and super fortunate for everybody, right? But you in particular, because you're a water sign. So you're in flow with that energy. It happens every year, but it doesn't happen in a water sign in probably every 3 or 4 years, you know. So this could really be some good vibes for you too. You could really take advantage or have some really cool lucky breaks or good stuff coming out of it. King of Cups, that's representation of you. Queen of Rods, there she is again. And then the Death card, big changes. Well, somebody's situation is changing, but that's not necessarily a bad thing here, I don't think. Maybe somebody's situation is changing. I feel like this could be somebody's divorce is finally finalized and you guys can be together. I think that's going to be the case for a lot of people, you know. The Sun card is here. So the Sun and the Empress together is like, wow, you are giving off the vibes this month, Scorpio. Well, I mean, Pisces. But that Jupiter thing, again, that's really shooting these beams. See these beams shooting out? They're shooting right on. And this is you, you know, they're shooting right to you, you know. So you're shooting out these positive vibes. You're really in flow with the positive energy. You know, the Empress, besides being you sitting in all your abundance and you being the queen of all you prevail, or queen or king or whoever, this is also pregnancy. And the Sun card in the traditional tarot has a baby on it. It can be a pregnancy too. So for some of you, there could be a pregnancy. It seems like you are very much enamored with or in love with or and whatever with this Queen of Rods. Again, the genders you can mix around however you want to mix them around. Because if you're attracted to men, it could be a man, vice versa. You know, if you're a female, this could still be you. We're just going to use it as the astrology signs. So here's you, the water sign, right? And here's this fire sign energy. Now, they might be a fire sign, which is a Leo, an Aries, or a Sagittarius. But this could also be talking about during the time of fire, which the majority of the month, we will be in Leo season, which is fire. And she's even got the cat and the lion on her. She's very Leo-like, and the sunflowers remind me of Leo too. Because in this, where I live, this is when the sunflowers are blooming, usually during August, you know, during Leo season. Death is here, so some big change. But it could just be a change in your relationship status. Maybe you were sworn off relationships, and then you meet this person, and you're like, I'm madly, I'm head over heels in love. Oh my God! You know, the thing that caught me, though, what I was gonna say, is that the Death card. This could represent Scorpio too. Some of you may meet a Scorpio during Leo season. I feel like that's a pretty strong possibility, or be involved with a Scorpio during Leo season. The other thing about the fire signs and the Queen of Rods and all the fire signs here is that this really represents passion. Very strong passionate connection. Very strong sexual attraction. I'm looking at, she's got the rod, he's got the scepter, she's got the scepter. And it almost feels like that could be something. Again, it could be a microphone. But what I felt more like were like shakers, like maracas or something. So I don't know if you might go see a Latin band, or maybe it's some kind of drum circle where you, because this really looks like a lot like a drum mallet. Is that what they would call a mallet? You know, it could be, maybe you're going to go to a drum circle or something like that. But there's an offer of love coming your way. And it may come out of nowhere. You know, there's these offers here. I mean, you got it going on, Pisces. I'm sure plenty of people want to be with you. You know, you've got choices. You've got the choices. But there's this other choice that's kind of coming out of nowhere, coming out of this different direction. You don't even see it yet. Maybe you don't. You never thought you would have love like this. This is something maybe you've never even seen, or never even imagined, or has never been presented to you before. It's never been presented to you before. That's coming through pretty strong. So it's never been presented to you before. So this is new and exciting, but also connection and familiar also. The Empress being over her too. For some of you, if your mother is passed, your mother is totally ushering this in. Your mother is orchestrating this person to come into your life. Now, if it's not romantic love, it doesn't necessarily have to be, but it's perfect fit on whatever level. Maybe it's a business partnership. Maybe it's, you know, some other kind of thing. Maybe if you're going to sell a property, maybe it's a realtor. Rocco's coming in here. Are you done yet? Almost done, buddy. I'm on the last sign, okay? We got to finish up Pisces. We can't shortchange our Pisces here. Why don't you go lay down? I'll be done in a few minutes. So, you know, it's this energy of new, exciting, fresh, big changes, but not necessarily a bad thing. It feels, you know, you feel enlivened, alive, excited, in a good way, not in an anxiety kind of a way, in a good way, like really excited to see this person and do whatever you're going to do with them. Maybe it's sexual, maybe you're brainstorming and it's a business, you know, whatever it might be. But it's a great partnership and a great connection. Okay, let's go ahead and get our animal totem for our Pisces, Sun, Rising, Moon. The seagull. The seagull is in between worlds. The seagull is in land, sea, water. They're in the borderlands. They're in the tween times here. Okay, joyous seafarer calling from the sky, edging on this world and another, coming from a higher perspective, riding the currents of life. You may meet somebody near the beach too, I want to say, because that's where you always see those seagulls a lot, on the beach. Okay, next let's get over here and get your Holy Hamza for our Pisces, Sun, Rising, Moon, or anybody who has prominent Pisces in their chart. We got star. 'Cause baby, I'm a star. Might not know it now. Might not know it now. Remember that song by Prince? Well, star is what it says. You are the star. If you want to look at the background words, look at them. It's card number 35. It does have some connection to star card of a tarot, you know, but more it's almost closer to the Six of Rods, you know. Spotlight, accolades, recognition, getting noticed, a time of victory and triumph. Your star is rising as you step onto center stage and take your bow. You have done the work and now it is time to reap the rewards of your efforts. You are getting acknowledged for the talents and abilities. You've got the goods and now it's time to stretch your stuff. Not limited to those in the performing arts, you are a star in your chosen field of endeavors. You may find that you got the job, passed the test, got into the school of your choice, or graduated top of your class. Whatever the case, the spotlight is on you and you are the star of the show. That's right. Overture, hit the lights. This is it, the night of nights. No more rehearsing or pushing our parts. We know every part by heart. Dun, dun, dun. Love. Love is. Well, I think I said it. I think for most of you, this is probably a love connection. Could be a lot of different things, though. But it's probably love. It says no. No, 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 no. Nobody can do the boogaloo like I do. One more lot. Nobody can do the silver like I do. Nobody. There's no accounting for taste. Hey, to each their own, you know. One person's trash is another person's treasure. So, if some of you, Death, maybe you got dumped in the past, and they ran off with this other person, and you're just like, but what do they see in them? Well, they just let that go. they were not for you. If they didn't appreciate you and see you like the queen or the king or the empress, and see the love shine on you and all you have to give on whatever level, the star quality, with the sun in this, it's like star quality, the star of your family. It doesn't have to be the star of anything outside of, you know, if they don't treat you with that respect, then good riddance. See ya. Don't let the door hit you in the butt on the way out, right, Pisces? Okay. Well, Pisces, it looks fabulous. It looks like you're really coming into some really lovey energy. Definitely a partnership on some level that just totally lights you up. Just totally lights you up, and I'm messing up all the cards, and makes your heart sing. Wild thing. Oh, no, 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 no. You make my heart sing. You make everything groovy. Wild thing. All right, wild thing, Pisces. I'm out. Have a great month of August. Check back on my channel because I'm adding some new readings. If you want to look at the other stuff, it's over on Patreon. Have a great month of August, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.